Sabay-sabay natin alamin ang mga kaganapan na nangyayari sa ating bansa.
Yo, what's up mga kaibigan? This is I2K po again. Ngayon nandito ulit tayo sa channel ni Pinas News Insider. Dito ulit tayo magbibigay ng komento at reaksyon. Kaya samahan nyo ako guys. Let's go!
Ito ang balita ngayon. Trending ngayon sa mundo ng social media. Ang di umano'y balitang isang napakagandang balita. Pangulong Bongbong Marcos magpapatayo na di umano ng panibagong Manila International Airport sa Bulacan. At
Mas maganda yan mga kaibigan, bagong airport talaga. Tapos yung plano nila, ang ganda. Ang ganda mga kaibigan.
Isip tuloy ang taong bayan na mas pinili pa ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang magpatayo ng panibagong airport kaysa palitan ng Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Dahil kahit palitan pa ito ng panibagong pangalan, ay ito pa rin talaga ang pinaka-worst airport sa buong mundo. Gawa ng mga dilawang grupo. Pero bago ang lahat, kung bago ka pa lamang sa aming channel, please huwag kalimutan.
Sa lahat ng hindi pa nakasubscribe mga kaibigan kay Pinas News Insider, mag-subscribe na po tayo at huwag nyo rin pong kalimutan mag-subscribe dito sa aking channel.
Mutang mag-subscribe at i-click ang notification bell para mas maging updated pa kayo lalo sa lahat pa ng bagong video na i-upload namin. At eto na nga mga kababayan, tuloy na nga at wala nang makakapigil. Proyekto sa pagpapatayo ng panibagong Manila International Airport sa Bulacan, kasado na. At wala nang ang balak pa si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Napalitan pa ang pangalan ng NAIA dahil sa di umano'y ang pangit na ng imahe ng airport na ito sa buong mundo. Ang layunin ng New Manila International Airport ay tutulong na lumikha ng mga trabaho, mapabuti ang lokal na ekonomiya ng Bulacan at ang mga nakapaligid na rehiyon nito, makakaakit ng pamumuhunan at mapalakas ang turismo. Ito ay bahagi ng isang mas malawak na proyektong pang-infrastruktura na naglalayong magpatayo ng mga bagong expressway at mass transit system para makatulong sa pag-decongest ng Metro Manila. Makakatulong ang paliparan sa pagbabawas ng pagsisikip sa Ninoy Aquino International Airport, gayon din sa iba pang paliparan sa the Greater Capital Region tulad ng Metro Manila at makapaligid na rehiyon upang mapagsilbihan ang kasalukuyan at hinaharap na pangangailangan ng pasahero. At ayon pa sa isang balita, New Manila International Airport, Philippines. New Manila International Airport, also known as Bulacan International Airport, will commence operation in 2027. The New Manila International Airport is being developed in Bulacan Province of the Philippines, also known as Bulacan International Airport. The project will meet the Philippines' current and future demand for air transport services and help in country's post-pandemic economic recovery. The government of the Philippines will fully own the new airport, which is being developed with an estimated investment of 735 billion pesos. The Philippines Department of Transportation DOTR signed a 50-year concession agreement with San Miguel Aerocity, the infrastructure unit of multinational conglomerate San Miguel Corporation, in September 2019 to construct the airport on a build-operate transfer basis. Construction on the new airport commenced in 2019 and it is expected to be completed in 2027. The airport will be developed in phases with an initial capacity of 35 million passengers a year.
Sa madaling salita mga kaibigan, 2027 mga kaibigan. Hindi natin maalaman mga kaibigan. Sana nga mga kaibigan magbukas na to, no?
And 100 million upon full completion. And quote, isa nga itong simbolo na hindi lahat ng pangako ay napapako. Dahil sa proyektong ito ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, tiyak na makikinabang hindi lamang ang kasalukuyan, pati na rin ang hinaharap na pangangailangan ng mga pasahero.
Mr.
Good afternoon.
President. Sir, may question si Alan Francisco ng PTV4.
Hi sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Sir, paano po titiyakin ng gobyerno yung sustainability ng Pag-ibig Fund, lalo na sa mga pabahay projects nito?
Well, I think hindi na kailangan patunayan. Kasi sa 42 taon, nakita naman natin na yung Pag-ibig Fund, self-sustaining talaga. Hindi lamang self-sustaining. Kung hindi, nakita naman natin, ang laki-laki na. Ang dami ng membro, 2.6 million members. Ang naging income nila is 44 billion, 42 billion ang dividendong naibigay nila. Kaya makikita na maganda talaga ang performance ng Pag-ibig Fund. Kaya sinasabi ko sa kanila, dapat ipalaman natin sa taong bayan na yung Pag-ibig Fund, ganito ang naging performance. Para naman malaking tiwala nila na masasabi natin, pag linagay ninyo yung pera ninyo dyan, ay talagang lalaki yan at hindi magkakaproblema, hindi mawawala yung savings ninyo at saka yung investment ninyo. So I think the record, the chairman's report that we heard today speaks for itself. And but we will, beyond the report that we heard this afternoon, we will explain to the public what Pag-ibig is for and how it has performed over the last 42 years, and to give them the confidence to save and to invest with the fund.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. President. Sir, si Mr. Ivan Merina of GMA7.
Hello,
Good afternoon, Mr. President, sir.
Yes.
The senators are calling for government to have a comprehensive plan to address an impending water crisis, especially now that El Nino is underway.
Yeah.
What are your marching orders, sir, especially with the Department of Agriculture, since we are also expecting an impact on irrigation and might eventually impact on food supply?
Well,
Thank you.
They may not have heard the fact that we have organized already the Office of Water Management, precisely to address this problem of, in fact, I was just recently, I spoke on precisely this subject, on what were the elements that we really have to get into place, because we have a serious problem. Never mind, kalimutan na muna isang tabi muna natin yung El Nino. Kahit walang El Nino, may problema talaga tayo sa tubig. And I'm talking about fresh water supply, drinking water, irrigation water. Ito lahat ay kailangan natin talagang tignan. So what we have come up with well, we have an overall plan. In that we are changing the way that we acquire the supply of water, and we are hoping to shift. No, we're not hoping. We're going to shift from the majority of water sources now, which is kumukuha tayo laging balon ng kinukuhanan natin. We always dig wells. Whereas what we really should be doing is taking advantage of surface water. So that's one element. And secondly, yung mga infrastructure, mga flood control, mga irrigation, siyempre yan lahat yan talagang binigyan natin ng diin para mas maging maganda. Dahil basta sa agrikultura naman, alam naman natin, ang pinakamahalaga na para makakita ng magandang produksyon ay ang patubig. At yan ang titignan natin. We have already identified, in terms of rice production, we have already identified certain varieties, hybrid varieties especially, that do very well during the dry season. So pinapalit-palitan natin yung variety para to take advantage of the different qualities of the different varieties, especially not only of rice, but also of the high-value crops. Dahil pag dry season, usually yung ibang lugar na hindi nagtatanim ng palay ay high-value crops ang kanilang tinitignan. So those are the measures that we have already put into place. That are specifically for the Department of Agriculture. But again, the water management problem that we have in the Philippines goes beyond, because it's water, it goes beyond just agriculture. Of course, agriculture is an extremely important part of it. But we are talking about irrigation, water for irrigation, water for power production, our management of surface water, flood control, and for irrigation as well. All of these things we have already put up together. We have already together a overall plan. Now we have to implement it. Because we have to put together, there are many agencies that are concerned when it comes to water management. So we have to make it more cohesive. That's why nagtayo tayo ng Office of Water Management, which presently will be attached to the Office of the President and with DNR. But we are hoping down the road, meron ng mga bills that have been filed in the legislature, in both houses, na itinatayo ang Department of Water Management. And that's precisely what we are trying to face. We already have a problem, but then there's now the new factor, or not so new factor, of climate change that we really have to deal with. And the good thing is that we have seen many examples of water management around the world, which we can emulate. na pwede natin gayahin dito sa Pilipinas, bagay dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi naman, hindi natin siguro dapat, hindi may mahirap, hindi katanggap-tanggap na ang Pilipinas kulang sa tubig. Dahil alam naman natin, hindi basang-basa ang Pilipinas na we are a tropical country. And so it's just really a question of managing our water. We have always, we kept postponing this problem over the many, many years at every level. So it's time to put it together, to put in a cohesive plan na masusundan ng lahat ng LGU, masusundan ng lahat ng mga agencies of government. Thank you.
Sir, last question from Maricel Halili of TV5.
Hi, sir. Magandang hapon po. Sir, the International Criminal Court rejects the appeal of the Philippine government to suspend the probe on drug war in the country. May we have your thoughts on this? Ano po masasabi ninyo? Ano po yung next move natin?
We don't have a next move. That is the extent of our involvement with the ICC. That ends all our involvement with the ICC. Because hindi na tayo pwedeng appeal. The appeal has failed, and in our view, there's nothing more that we can do in the government, and so at this point, we essentially are disengaging from any contact, from any communication, I guess, with the ICC. We are back to the position that we ended up in the same position that we started with, and that is we cannot cooperate with the ICC, considering the very serious questions about their jurisdiction and about what we consider to be interference and practically attacks on the sovereignty of the Republic. So that's pretty much it. We have no longer any recourse when it comes to the ICC. We have not been involved with the actual action. Merely as a comment, we would comment, and the appeal is part of a comment, but we have not appeared as a party in the ICC because we do not recognize the jurisdiction of the ICC. And so that is, again, as I said, we have ended up now at the end where we really started.
Thank you, Mr. President.
At yun na nga mga kababayan.
At yun nga po mga kaibigan, dito po nagtatapos ang ating reaction video. Muli ako po si I2K ng Sundalo ng Dunggalo at 811. Maraming salamat sa patuloy na pagsuporta. Yeah, peace out.